Good evening, John Augustine here. Hope I find you well. A windy, unpleasant kind of a day. I put on a hat once or twice, and but if it didn't blow off, and then you're chasing it. So you couldn't wear a hat in that day unless you had a strap. And if you had a strap, you might take off. So here we are, Bishop Joseph E. Strickland. The third liturgy of the heart, at the heart of the church. Well, basically, what he says is, uh, which it is, of course, liturgy is part of the Holy Mass. So, Jesus Christ is the center of the liturgy, and the priest should not be the center, and that's why it's recommended this ad on or orium, in other words, the priest facing the tabernacle, as did in the Latin Rite, and he's gone in favour of that way of celebrating Holy Mass. He came to it now, kind of having done other things which he regretted, and so he's come to that to celebrate the Holy Mass in the traditional manner as it was for centuries and with churches full, and it's having a good effect on the congregation and on the celebration of Holy Mass. And kind of also part of the thing is to sort of get everything done right to the smallest detail. First of all, the tabernacle should never be anywhere other than in the center of the altar. He mentioned one time that in one church, which is very unusual, a chair or a priest chair or whatever it was actually in front, and that's completely out. The tabernacle should be visible for all the faithful, with the priest not centre facing the tabernacle. It's the celebration of Holy Mass, the sacrament, the Eucharist, and the consecration, and all the marvellous gifts are the main reason to be there, and that the priest preaches the Word of God in a way that people can understand and nourish their souls. That's also part of what he says. And so he decided like to sort of do things a lot different than what he used to do, because like you do often do things that when you're starting out, that's not what you find as you're going along, because he was a priest that was always trying to do what was right, and like what was being promoted he found was not what was good for the people, that they have needs, and it's to be their faith to be nourished. They're going to mass, and some people then go to mass every day when it's celebrated, um, and which is good. And when they have the time, they're perhaps retired, and they were brought up in a good Catholic family, and that's the way they do it. So this is what he more or less says, and so we have to take account of that, what he says, and to make sure that we do it. Do the Word of God. So, so I'll leave it at that. He was a great bishop. We need more like that to speak the Word of God and the truth, um, and to never stray from the truth. I understand, somebody told me that the bishops in this country have invited this Father James Martin, a pro-homosexual priest, that wants to bless them and all the rest of it, and was entertained by the Pope on many occasions. When other traditional bishops are sidelined and the word rigid is applied, which of course is a completely erroneous title for anybody to come and accuse anybody of that. It means spiritual. They're spiritual in the traditional sense, and that is the way it should be. So we'll leave it at that now and reflect on the Bishop Strickland and what I've just said there. Bye now.